I think this line is a little complicated still. Hello, everyone. Good evening? Yes, good evening. Uh, we are back again. Still drawing more of the VTuber icons because I don't want to finish the novel before we move on to something else. So, welcome and thank you for being here. Uh, Last time, Lobo was almost finished, so this shouldn't be too long. Uh, what else? What else? Was just wiping down my tablet. I spilled water on it, and the regular I keep spilling things or eating on my tablet. I know it's not proper, but it's a thing you do, okay? How is everyone doing? Have you had lunch yet? I haven't eaten lunch yet. I I woke up a little too late at like 10 or so, so I just had breakfast not long ago while having a nice chat. It's normal. Funny thing, this string was almost as scuffed as the other ones because I had forgotten to connect the Ethernet cable. I spent all day yesterday playing The Sims on my computer. It was a really great time because apparently, so I made me a sim to have fun, and it's very silly 'cause I do tend to get electrocuted sometimes when I play around with things. My sim almost dies electrocuted because he was fixing repairing stuff, preparing a computer, I think. So I think I saved myself for a second there. There are many things that just fit nicely, and it's very funny to see. No, don't worry about it. I don't get electrocuted nearly as much now, but I did used to. One time I was cleaning a refrigerator and I forgot to disconnect it, so I touched the water on the bottom, the, and it felt weird, like sap, and I didn't know back then what it was, because things happen. I might be a little stupid sometimes, so I forgot, and so I sat down on the floor and check again, and I got another sap, and this one was far longer because I was actually making contact with the floor. And at the third sap, I finally realized I was getting electrocuted. It's very particular. The feeling you get like short of breath and you feel very tired, like your heart feels very tired. In case you get electrocuted and you don't know how to know if you did. Aside from the little sap that sometimes it's not really painful, what you might feel is also burning on the throat, like from your mouth down burns. Your heart feels heavy and tired. You probably might have some trouble uh, breathing at first, and you also might get like muscular pain, or pain on the bones from in the place that you touch that got the most of the shock. So for me, normally it's my right hand starts hurting in the center, like very similar to a tendon pushing, but feels very very tired. Just in case you ever need that knowledge, know you have it. 'Cause at least me, at first I didn't know how to recognize if I was just dead or if I just like my finger just got stuck on something. Because it also happened later on that I was wearing earphones and the you know that the plug sometimes gets a little the exposed. Yeah, gets a little exposed. And normally that's fine, but for some reason I got electrocuted, okay, from it. But I didn't recognize it because it felt like something pinching my ear instead of a sap. It took me multiple tries to understand that I was getting electrocuted. Because it does feel like something just bit you very quickly, like a hamster bites you. Feels a little like that, like a lizard. So in case you do get electrocuted, that's some other signs you can check. It does hit quite later, later than you might expect. It's not instant, but it leaves you tired the whole day. That was some fun facts. Very important to recognize. There is only so much that the body can handle. So at some point it will start affecting you more and more. I also got electrocuted using an oven, emptying a laundry machine, a washing machine. Simone almost fried herself on a exposed wire of a heater. Oh, that sounds really dangerous. Heaters can be a hazard. Especially muscles. Yeah, they tense up and they hurt. But what got me the most was that you do feel like your throat is burning. It's very particular. Not burning, but it's a very straight line of you that feels hurt. So that's the way electricity moves in your body. It's really cool to be able to feel it, but don't. Always wear um, shoes with some rubber when you're working with stuff, preferably, because if you don't, which I tend to not, I don't wear shoes in the regular. So if you don't, then the flow will connect from the origin to earth, and that might make it so you can't move. It's a constant flow that just paralyzes you, and that can be very dangerous, very 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 dangerous. Because of course there is no way for you to stop it if no one helps you out of there. It really does grab you like a bite. So whenever I see images of like those attacks that are like thunder serpents, they feel very accurate to how it is. 'Cause it literally traps you, and it does feel like a bite. It's very nice, very nice. Totally not. never actually thought about how it felt. It's, it's like recognizing a stroke. It's also important. Of course, this is not like don't take only my word for it. Please do research. But recognizing strokes by how some people can't properly talk, form words, or answer and might forget things at times that can save a life. So, recognizing those things can be very important, you know? And I think quickly. Well, I do talk from my side. I do worry a lot about that because not many people do know. Light and electric feel very. There is a sharpness that will by my player. It's also slightly cold. I do understand that. Yeah, feel to me it does feel like a bite, but a bite from a very small animal or like a pinch. But I do get that they do feel very different. Like to an actual bite from a dog of a person, it's very different to that. More like I don't know how you call them, but I guess it's more like a needle or so or something. But yes, there is a sharpness to it that it's very particular. Also, hi Dion. Dion. I'm sorry, Dion. Hi Dion. Welcome to the stream. We started not too long ago, and I already described many ways I almost died. I'm sorry. uh, I got derailed now. I forgot what I was going to talk about. Yes, I had something on mind. Because I had something on mind related to question. The other day, Father Markel asked about existentialism. So I kept thinking a little about it, and it reminded me of the time I read Descartes' meditations for the whole family. So the meditations are, if you know about the famous phrase that is "I think, therefore I am." So it does somewhat appear there, and there is something else very similar that he talks about. He talks about. I think I did talk about this too. The brain. He talks about an experiment by an evil scientist that you are a brain, you're just a brain, and he's using the evil scientist is using like illusions, like this brain of yours see reality, everything you experience being just an illusion made by just movement in between neurons, like connections between neurons. That's the word. And it reminded me of that because of the fact that Descartes' proposition makes you think that you don't have to have a brain. You need to have a brain to be able to experience reality, which means you are partly your body. Are you the body, the brain, or are you the conscience? But at least that separates you from the rest of the body, which might not be the best idea because you are technically your body. but also that leads us to think, if you take the mind of someone and then put it on another person, like if you were Android, would that make what? Would that make you a different person, or would that make that body you and the previous one isn't you? And that reminded me, there is an anime that shows that, not that sadly, no, it doesn't discuss that, but it's an anime called Kaiba. It's very lovely, in which the androids do have a ship. Well, not the androids, everyone alive has a ship with their whole memories and personality, and you can just change bodies when you get too old or it gets damaged. So it's very particular to be attached to a body when you can just change it, right? In fact, the protagonist has to constantly change bodies to get to where he needs to go. They are just overcomplicated meat robots made by our DNA that it could continue meiosis replication. In fact, we are indeed made with a purpose. Yes, biologically, we were totally made with a purpose, like that. In that sense, the life is very cold. But it's nice to think about conscience and personality and everything as also a natural part of us, and our own questions and doubts about what we are also a natural part of us, just the natural course of things, which makes it seem like we don't have free will or anything, but it's not like that. Just it's natural to doubt, because fear creates doubt, and fear is a way to survive. What was the title of the anime again? Oh, I'm gonna write it down. It, okay. It's really good and a little bit underrated. I do prefer the first half of it more than the second. And very nice. The opening too is lovely. And the style is very particular, very Osamu Tezuka esque. I don't know if he was the one who made it though. I don't remember that. That does remind me of another anime actually. Oh no, I'm so sorry. Osamu Tezuka we're talking about, right? I don't know if any of you saw that there was a sort of prequel to Astro Boy made that's called Atom, the origin. Even if just for the animation, I do recommend you watch it because it's wonderful. The opening also is great. I did get to know it because the opening was made by After the Rain, which is Mafu Mafu and Seraru, if you know about Daites. It was one of their first um, anime songs as a collaborative group. And Atom, the beginning, has some amazing fight scenes. Even the opening is beautifully animated. It's really good. And the style, the way they adapted the style, this works very nice. It reminds me a little bit of how they adapted the style of the new Yamato series. And uh, it's Yamato. I forgot the full name, but gonna look it up. Gonna look it up. I don't accept not remembering. It's a space battleship Yamato, I think. Yeah, space battleship Yamato. Yeah, yeah, yeah. When they made the new version. It was not too long ago. At Space Battleship Yamato 2199, which is the remake. They adapted the style very nicely. Like it. Well, it's not a remake, but Gundam Age also takes the kind of old style for the characters in a more modern way, and it's very nice. Meanwhile, I do think that the remake of Legend of the Galactic Heroes doesn't hold up in the style of it, in the art style. Not because it's bad, it's just because I probably love the original too much. But it's hard to beat the original. It's so good. I haven't watched it fully though, because it's over 100 episodes. But if you ever think of if you wanna watch a space opera that has a lot of strategy and, well, spaceships of course, and politics, I do recommend Legend of the Galactic Heroes. It's really good. I had another anime on my mind though that I'm probably going to rant about a lot. I was always intimidated by the sheer size of those series. I can understand that. Actually, the novel is longer even than the anime. I do want to read it one day, just as I want to read Romance of the Three Kingdoms, because um, Coming is one of my favorites, like, historical figures ever. Like, you don't get better than that. I love strategists as characters, and, well, Conming is made into a character. It's almost idol. No, it is. He is idolized, and I love that. He's so cool. I love him. But there's this anime that maybe a lot of you haven't heard about, but it's one of the how to say, one of the pretty 3D animes. It came around similar time that Hoseki no Kuni, Land of the Lustros, came out, and it's called Sekai Suru Kado, or Kado the Right Answer, I think. And it's a very complicated anime to explain. Not that I think about it, but it's about the debates, yes, debates, like political debates of sorts. The main character is like a professional negotiator that works for the government, and it also has a lot of physics and multidimensional stuff that I don't get too much, of course. It's the first episode, the second episode, the third episode, almost every episode is amazing. Almost. Until we get to, spoiler alert, I guess, the ninth ninth episode. You know how most 12 episode animes suddenly have a plot during the last 4 episodes or something? It was kind of like this, except it was a twist. And it wasn't a good one. And in fact, the director, which I forgot his name, is very well known for ruining the end of his series. So that was that we could see that coming, but it was very painful because it had such a good start. It was so good. So main plot. The we have an sort of, they call him an anisotropic being. He's basically a being from another superior dimension of something. Superior as in bigger dimensions. not superior as hierarchy, just beyond that, they have more information. Yeah, because that's how dimensions work. They franced it basically. Yeah, they franced it before Darling the France was a thing. A thing. Sorry. So we have the anisotropic, which he's called Yahaku Sachunina. So Sachunina descends upon humankind, which with the gentle proposition of wanting to help humanity evolve. Alright? Everything cool. Of course, he decides in a very kind of idolized term to come down in Japan because it's a place that people tend to share the most. That's what it says. Not going to debate that. But basically, he thinks, or according to the information, it's the place that has the most community among them. So he decides this place it's going to help me evolve humanity by accepting the gifts I'm going to give them. Okay? He's almost a purely logical being for the most part, at least at the start. And he accidentally makes a really big cube of a higher dimension information which traps people. So everyone in Japan is a little terrified, and that's where our negotiator comes in, and the alien, to call him, asks for his help to get the government to accept the gifts and everything and share them among humanity, which is all cool and dandy. And of course, they are trying to understand, they are trying to check how it is. You get the inventions given, well, the higher dimensional gifts given to everyone, and Sashunina has to learn how to understand humans too. But the main plot is just how humans are dealing with that. And for example, the prime minister has to fight to not give to other countries the rights to use the things that Sashunina gave them, unless Sashunina accepts that. But the other countries are, of course, pushing because he gives them technological advancing stuff, which can ruin their economy. And they don't want any of that because, capitalism. In that sense, it's very interesting because the main point of it's just how humans will react to suddenly having the chance to become so much more of what they already are, of sorts. So there are many who are against that because they want humanity to evolve by itself, and there are others that thank it because it will help a lot of people. It will make things a lot easier. And there are others that don't want it because it will ruin their current economy, and they need the profits. And then, of course, there is the alien, Sachurina, who doesn't understand any of this, and it's just pushing people onto what he believes is best. And then by episode 9, he starts understanding more, and then a really stupid twist happens and it gets ruined. So it was very sad because I was almost obsessed with this really cool anime about debating and politics. It did talk the talk, it had really complicated things that I won't pretend to understand, and I won't also say that they are probably pseudoscience, but they look very cool anyways. And the OST was also really good. But sadly, we lost that because the director decided to give it a regular anime end. It could have been a really nice thing, and it opened a debate about where humanity is like trying to go. What is the goal of our own progress? Because my thing, original progress was to make lives easier. It was, and it still is for the most part. But that progress has been very hindered by clash of interest, just like in the series, like how people disappear when they discover new forms of energy and everything. Not to sound like a conspiration theorist, I tried it. It's just a regular thing that happens a lot. My friend really hates Wonder Egg priority for wasting its initial premise as well. I see that. Yeah. They made it into literally the opposite of what it was meant to be. Everything was so symbolic, and then it became just that. Not to spoil though, because the start is really worth a watch. Just don't expect anything from the end. Very sad when animes don't get the closure they deserve, especially good animes. Well, series in general. And it sucks because also Wonder Egg Priority, it's beautiful to the eyes and it feels very real. It hits really close to home to some people. But yeah, that was a talk about an anime I really loved, and I don't recommend you watch. At least not past the ninth episode. The ninth episode, by the way, is very cute though. It's very cute. No one actually deals with their issues and progresses as a character. Yeah, everything is lost. It's like what they did to Star versus the Force of Evil. Won't spoil, but the end also wasn't going anywhere. It didn't. It just erased everything that was done. I think that is probably a spoiler. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Is anything they need light? I think that will add light here. So it's a shame when there is waste potential. But I guess that's the curse of having a really good premise, having a really good series. A lot of people know how to start things, but they don't know when to end them or how to end them, because that's a lot harder than starting. So I guess many people do fall to the pressure and just do whatever. They write themselves into a corner, and that's a major fear of mine, to someday write myself into a corner and don't know what to do. There was an what do you think of the Fate Prince? Oh my goodness. No. I'm going to be outed as a Fate fan. Well, I already talked about how I love Waver Velvet. I absolutely adore him. especially as Laurel Meloy. And I also love Merlin. And in fact, I had I tried to get him, but in the so I have two accounts in Fate Grand Order, one in Japanese and one in American server. I tried to get Merlin for 4 years, and last year, when the Camelot rerun was the Camelot and Company, the one about the Las Vegas event, was I finally got Merlin at 3 a.m. in the morning, and I almost screamed. I almost screamed when I got him. ことみねきです喜べ I really love the voice actor, the original voice actor. I forgot his name right now, but he really loves Kutomine, and he also likes to eat mapo tofu. It's really cute. I love when characters are loved by the people involved in them. Just like how Kaito, the Vocaloid, it's adored by his voice provider, Naoto Fuga. In fact, to the point that Naoto-san calls him his son, and it's really cute. I follow him on Twitter, and he's really nice. Yoji Nakata, yeah. He's amazing. He's great. Aside from that, I also really love. Well, as a servant, I also really love Hokusai, the painter. But as in Fate series, I will say my favorite is the spin-off, everyday menu in the Emiya household. It's adorable. No, of the official Fate series, my favorite of course is Fate Zero. It's amazing, and I love that it's basically a tragedy. It's wonderful. But I will say today's menu in the Emiya's household, it's my favorite in general related to them. I also really love Carnival Phantoms, of course. I haven't played Kara no Kyokai, and I haven't played Tsukihime. I only played Multi Blood. Yeah, Emiya Emiya Chi no Gohan or something like that. I forgot the full name. It's so soft, it's so gentle, it's so pretty, and I love the opening. And I love the recipes. I used to watch it whenever I had lunch. It feels like a very warm company. That sounds a little sad, but it's really cozy. I tend to watch cooking animes whenever I'm eating, so I don't feel hunger when I watch them without food in front of me. Like Chokugeki no Soma or Kofuku Graffiti or Yakitate Japan or Shukai Chiban, which I watched the remake of. It's really interesting, really all serious about Chinese cooking in a sort of in a sort of era in which they have like actual tournaments of cooking to find the chef master. Really good. Carnival Phantoms is the only proper way to get into it. I don't know if you watch the Grand Order version of Carnival Phantoms. It's really good. Food in anime is too appetizing, right? If you have ever watched oh, I think it's Makoto Shinkai. I think it's Makoto Shinkai. Makoto. Oh. Yes, So Makoto Shinkai movies like Your Name or Garden of Words, like Koto no Hanoniwa, and all of those. The animated food, it's so good. One of my favorite movies of all time is Weathering with You or Tenkinoko, which is also one of his movies. And the cooking scene always makes me so hungry. The fact that they fry potato chips to use for tempura, it's so good. It's delicious. It looks so good. It makes me so hungry. I'm getting hungry right now. They make it separate. It's a whole art. There is like dedicated artists to cook anime food. I mean, not cook, to to draw anime food. In fact, if you have seen, well, I already talked about this anime, which is Tonde Mosquiru de Isekai Horo Mechi. The one about the one of the Isekai with the dude that cooks really well and has a really big, powerful wolf as a familiar. So he, in the Twitter, they normally show how the cooking is animated because the cooking scenes take, as they say, take most of the budget. They are really well animated. They are basically directly referenced, like they take the actual shots they to animate it. It's the actual food is getting cooked. It's really cool to see that process. And in fact, anime food it's incredibly detailed. So we finished Lobo. So we should go with here, which is Cloud Miner. Cute. So sometimes on Twitter, I end up following food artists. They are particular like illustrators that dedicate almost completely to only draw delicious looking food. It's amazing. There is also another um series that has really delicious looking meals. Um, the really short series that I forgot the name of. Uh, oh dear. But it was an anime about a about an old salaryman lady, well, salary lady, the salary woman, yes, who her whole like pleasure is to go eat on izakayas and stuff like Japanese bars after work. He loved eating, and with characters are made in a really cute, silly way of sorts. The food looks so delicious. I don't want to sound like I'm hyping up Japanese food too much, but they always make it look so delicious, and the fact that most of it has some level of savory makes it so much better. I love savory food. I actually have cooked most of the um, Asian cuisine that I have tried has been cooked by myself, but things like those garbanzo bean kind of balls. I forgot the name. Falafel, I think. Yeah. Or other things like Korean style fried chicken, which which I remember when I cooked it. It was last year before I moved. It was one of my last big meals there, and it was so good. Uh, Gochujang tastes tastes so good. I don't enjoy the smell as much, but the taste, it's slightly spicy, but not too much. Especially since you combine it with other sauces, because it's a paste, and it's making me hungry right now. No, like the one thing that I want to try the most when I finally get to travel back to the capital here, because they do sell it there. Some places is takoyaki. It's absolutely delicious. If you know takoyaki, because it's the fried octopus balls. There is a cart, a street cart that sells them on anime events like conventions and stuff. And not only it's like pretty cheap, it's so good. It comes with the bonito flakes on top and everything. It's delicious, absolutely delicious. I only ate it like twice, I think, in the whole time. Just I don't know why I didn't get more. Good takoyaki powers, absolutely. And I love seafood. I absolutely adore seafood. In fact, I probably eat a little too much seafood whenever I can afford it. To the point I tend to make myself sick, actually. Because I ate how much? Last time I got like two whole big crabs. We have these crabs that are called jaivas. They are pretty big, and I ate like two, and then I ate a bunch of like a whole bowl of shell food, like oysters and stuff. And aside from that, I also ate some fried fish. And then I got sick. Ever tried king crab? I don't think I have found king crab here, because most of the seafood that we have, it's local, since this country is like literally it's more sea than land. So most of the food, like the seafood, it's local, and I do live in a portual city, so you can get them literally from the source, literally just taken off of the sea. Too much protein. Yeah, it's it's lovely, but it does make you nauseous. It's not recommendable. Please don't eat much crab. It was very painful, but I will do it again though. I will do it again. I especially love we have seafood soup, which is called, I forgot the name right now, but it's literally just seafood water with a lot of shellfish and shrimp and everything. I got it when I went in a little trip for New Year's with some friends. Even though it was summer and it was really hot, and we were in the beach, so it was even hotter because everything is just sand. I ate that thing with such happiness. It was so good. It was so lovely. I love seafood so much. There's also a thing we have that it's like a crab cake. It's literally a crab cake. The translation would be crab cake, but it comes with cream and cheese on top, gratinated cheese. It's pastel de jaiba. It's so good. It's so good. You have no idea. It's one of the most amazing things ever. I'm so hungry now. I'm so hungry and I haven't made lunch yet. But food, yes, food. What else is great? Wait, the fact that I normally only eat noodles probably helps. Why to everything else is so delicious. When I was in university, I whenever I could afford it, we used to get hand rolls, and hand rolls are handheld tempura sushi. It's just a bar of sushi, a roll of sushi, fried, and you hold it on your hand and you eat it like that. It's delicious, by the way. I really want to try bear meat for some reason, even though it's kind of dangerous. They do say that the smell and the taste is very strong, but you can eat it. You can. Though you probably do need to source it from a reliable place, of course, and it probably takes a lot of effort to cook, just like um, pig stomach, tripe, and stuff. It takes a lot of effort to cook, and probably can be very not traumatizing, but very overwhelming if you don't cook it right. Just like tripe, which I actually like. I do like eating stomach. I don't know the English name for that, but I think it's pig stomach. Well, we also have um, sausages made of coagulated blood, which are also really good. Even though it sounds very hardcore, they are really good. Very spicy too. Those are two. Yes, those are two X's. It's just a little guy. Makes me wonder, does anyone in the world have wait, let me look for the English name for it. Oh my goodness, I never looked the English name for alcachofa. Thank you, Google. Oh yes, artichoke, artichoke. Yeah, I know you. Which really sounds nice right now. Sadly, I can't enjoy it as much because it tastes the best with lemon, and I can't eat much lemon. I'm allergic, and it burns, so that's very sad. Because with you can eat it with mayo too, but it's not the same. It's nowhere near the same. It's not as delicious unless you like it. At least for me, it feels like a downgrade. Why artichoke? You wonder? It's we have a lot of cacti here, and we have tunas, which you probably might know of, and we also have copaos, which those are a little different because it's local stuff that most people don't get to see. Copao is the fruit from cacti, and it's kind of like a dragon fruit, except looking more like a kiwi. It looks like a kiwi, but the inside is like a dragon fruit. It's really good, and I eat it with sugar. You can literally get it from any cacti on here. You just walk in the valley and you catch some. That's how easy it is. But a lot of people sell it, and it happens to be so expensive sometimes. So because you don't find it anywhere else. And that's so wild. There are things that even if we are so connected, we don't get to try. Like for example, I have never tried actually it's the same. I have never tried dragon fruit because it's hard to find here and it's quite expensive. I never tried actual real coconut. Well, that's more on me. That's more on me because I just haven't bought coconut or guayaba or what is it called? Durian. Also haven't. So many fruit out there. So many fruit. Don't get try. And well, then I remember. Well, sometimes I think that maybe in the past they didn't get to try those either, so I shouldn't feel that bad. But then I remember sweet potatoes, which are originally from America, ended up in the Polynesia, Polynesia islands somehow, and people don't really know why. Makes me wonder what other things are here and there. But then again, we are on an era of communication. So, what is your favorite fruit again? I ask, what is your favorite fruit again? But this time it's not because of the drawing. I want to try it. I think of so many things I haven't eaten yet, and I want to try them. Like in Mexico, you can buy chapulines, which are literally grasshoppers. Well, not grasshoppers, but something very similar to grasshoppers. Or are no, they are grasshoppers. Yes, they are grasshoppers, and they look delicious. The people say they are spicy. Isn't that wonderful? I love spicy things. I can't handle my spice. I can't. I will die. I will absolutely die. And that doesn't mean I don't like it. I love spicy things. Kind of fun how some things are really common in some countries. Simply don't exist in others. Like there are some berries I like to eat. Don't even have an English name. Yeah. It happens a lot. A lot of people don't know about lucuma, and here it's an extremely common flavor for ice cream. So it's wild to me, like chirimoya, which I think it's a custard apple. A lot of people don't know about it, even though here it's pretty common. And is that wild? But that makes it funnier because whenever you travel to other place or whenever someone from another place visits, they get that experience, and it's always very cute to see. I remember when people told me about hot pockets. I had never tried hot pockets. They sound like sweet empanadas, and it's amazing. Which we do have sweet empanadas, but they sound like such a sugar bomb. I can't wait to try them one day. Or whenever I discovered that actually things like breakfast with pancakes and sausage and egg with syrup or with honey and stuff, those are a thing. Like they actually eat sausages and pancakes with honey in the same plate. That was a big shock for me to combine the salty stuff and the sweet stuff like that. Still feels very new to me actually. Even though I like eating uh fries with ice cream, so I kind of see that. It still shocks me. Like you are eating honey and cream and blueberries and also bacon in the same plate, then again, it's probably delicious. It probably is. I just it just shocked me, you know. Uh, Here we normally tend to eat sweet breakfast, or that's what I like to say. But most people only eat like drink a cup of tea and that's it. Breakfast is not much a thing. We also eat salty, but we never combine. It's always some omelette, like scrambled eggs, or maybe some pastries. We never combine. Except maybe jam and butter on bread. But our bread is regularly salty, so. But that's very different than putting eggs on pancakes. Well, pancakes here are very sweet. We don't do the regular fluffy pancakes. We do like plain pancakes that you roll. So it's very different, probably. My brain cannot comprehend it. Anyways, I will need to eat it myself to comprehend. Mm, ah, sorry. It's that time of day in which it's really. I made the ear so less fluffy. That's a crime. It's that time of day which is really good to take a nap. Pancakes are the most universal food. That's true. You can find pancakes almost everywhere, even though they are in very different ways. And you can put anything on them. Like, I know tortillas are not the same at all, but they do feel very similar. It's just the idea of a wrap dough in which you can put anything. It's wonderful, and it solves so many things. Solves so many problems. I sometimes put pickled cucumbers sometimes. Pickles cucumber. That's particular. I don't know how that will work. I always imagine pancakes as sweet, which I know it's not true, but pickled cucumbers. So I wanna try them. I don't like cucumbers, but I want to try pickled cucumbers. I really like pickled things, like pickled carrot or pickled plums. Pickled plums. No, wait. The tail it's a different color. The tail it's black. It's the same colors as the socks. I probably should experiment with food a lot more. I do sometimes cook a steak with honey or add chocolate to curry, or I always add sugar to tomato sauce. So there's probably just need to be more experimenting on my side. We still find it hard to comprehend. Pickled tomatoes. Oh, I don't think I ever tried pickled tomatoes, but it sounds delicious. Very acid. Very acid though. Probably a little heavy for your gut. There are many people that can't eat tomato because of the acid parts of it. Oh, it no, there is. I used to not be able, but now I eat tomatoes like a madman almost all the time. They are so delicious. They are slightly sweet, but not too sweet, but not salty, but also cooked well with salt. You don't get better than that. And I know a lot of people hate tomatoes, but tomatoes, I mean, but I keep talking about food as if I'm not making myself hungry. In fact, yesterday I like I like 2 a.m. I couldn't sleep, so I just went downstairs and started making like a lot of fried, a lot of fries, just a lot of fried potatoes, which is a very dumb impulse I have. Whenever I can't sleep or I'm bored and just I wake up in the middle of the night, I tend to go to the kitchen and cook a really heavy and greasy meal for no reason at all. I eat it and then I go back to sleep. In fact, I did exactly that one day when it was snowing for the first time in decades on the in the city I was. I woke up at 4 a.m. I went to the kitchen, half asleep. I made scrambled eggs with fries and chorizo. I drank like a liter of yogurt for some reason. Didn't even look at the window that it was snowing and then went back to sleep. And then the other day they told me if I had seen the snow. And of course I hadn't. Not because it was cooking. It was an historical moment and I missed it. Something very similar happened when there was an eclipse. I did not go out to look at it because I had to leave the apartment to look at it and I didn't want to go on the street. So I just missed the eclipse, the solar eclipse, because I was too lazy to get up. And it's so sad because I love seeing new things, but sometimes it gets me and I just die. But those are such cool things that I'm too lazy sometimes. Which is quite funny because I'm not willing to get up and walk like 2 minutes to look at a solar eclipse. I am willing to to walk around for hours on end just to not pay the bus 2 times. It's all about the money. I also missed it because I was in Turkey and it was not visible there. Oh, that's a shame. But that's okay. Uh, at least what I do remember during the eclipse is that the shadows of everything, you could see them double. I don't have the picture anymore, but every shadow you could see it twice. It was really wild, really spooky, and very cool. Very cool. I never check why that happens though. Personal laziness is lack of motivation. Yes, and I did lack a lot of motivation back then. It's just going out just doesn't feel right. I like to hide into a room just as much as I like traveling. To say. Wouldn't consider myself an introvert, or should I? Da. Do we do a gradient here, or do I just leave it like that? Suddenly I get so sleepy at this hour. I didn't do that before. I did not get sleepy at this hour, but now I do. We were in a safari and we couldn't get in because it was time for them to nap. But after they heard that we came from like another region and everything, they let us go inside, and most of the lions were sleeping. It was very cute though. I decided to be very stupid, and I got a little too close to the cage and I accidentally touched a paw, but the lion did not even notice. But I was so scared for a second, thinking that I was going to bother the big lion, because he was on top um, of the like little cages on the trucks that you get into. But it was a really lovely experience, and they are very cute. Closer up, they are even cuter. They just look like a very big and old cats, and they also behave like very big old cats. Lions to be sleepy animals. They are, but I don't blame them. Like most predators, including us, don't really do much of anything during the day. Well, humans were made to do things, but normally most big predators don't really do much during the day. Even ants have time to rest, which sounds very particular because no one really thinks that ants might need breaks, but they do. They do. Of course they do. They probably do a lot whole of nothing. So whenever I wonder if I should take a break or not, because I'm a natural workaholic, I try to remind myself that even ants need a break. Ants that feel like the top of the top in working, how to call it, standards, I guess. Even they need to rest. Wait, I forgot to. Eagles fly for like 30 minutes per day. The rest of the day they sit on a perch and look important. Good for them if that works. Yeah, you can't really do much of anything in nature. Like normally, like we take for granted we have 3 meals a day, but normally you wouldn't. Normally you would probably only have one big meal and maybe some snacks around the rest of the time. Maybe 2 meals at most, but most of in nature you don't really have to do that much because you don't really have that much extra energy nor anything either. Food isn't guaranteed every day, so you just have to do enough to survive. Just enough, no more than that. Probably I should try to think of changing the hours I stream if I keep getting sleepy at this hour. Because my brain stops working and then at like 4 p.m. it starts working again. And then I end up streaming more hours because suddenly I actually have things to talk about. But that's okay, that's okay. We take it slow. I'm just learning right now. Alright, do you wanna hear about do you wanna hear about change of topic again? My last D&D session, because I just found it the most hilarious thing ever, except it wasn't the most hilarious thing ever. I actually envy your ability to just randomly pick up topics. I'm glad it serves for anything, because normally people get really confused when I randomly change topic mid conversation, so it's not the best thing to do IRL. Like, so first, let me describe my D&D character for this campaign. I think I have already described him. I could talk so much about him. I love him so much. So he is Bonnevie, and he's sadly cursed with with the punishment of being Italian. No, that's not stupid. So he is a liar. He's a bard and he's a liar, lawyer, and also he like he's actually from a mafia. That's why. But also, if you know much about it, he's an Asimar. So basically, he is regular human that was touched by the divine and has a very strong sense of justice, which is why he became a lawyer. Actually, he was always a very good person who only wanted the best for others. But he was born in a mafia family, and for this and that, I know many don't want their children to get into that, but in this case, they did. They actually wanted him to become a sort of successor. So the fact that he was a really good person and didn't like injustice and crime didn't do well. So of course he went to bard school to become a liar. And then he had to work for his family again anyways, because he didn't want to be in debt to them. And he was a little too good at his job and actually made the family very successful in the harsh business, to say. So that was very counterproductive. There is a whole story about it, because he's actually 48 years old at the time of the actual campaign, and everyone just calls him an old man despite not being actually that old. Just he looks old. He looks very old, and he has little feathers, just like me. He has little feathers on his hair, and everything. I love him so much. He's just a little old man. So he went through a lot of tragic things that happened to him that made his morals kind of twist up. So he now believes that that death is a good thing. It frees you from suffering, which it's all you are going to get on life. Yeah, okay, that's the baseline for his character. That's what he's slowly developing into. But the thing is, so last campaign, like, I mean, last why the mafia thing was important, because last session he just went and accidentally, he didn't intend to, but he ended up selling drugs to another pirate crew. So he's accidentally starting the business of the crew selling drugs now. And I find that so funny to me. he left the mafia like years ago, and he's back on this by accident. So he's cursing his luck. He can't escape the crime, and it's making him lose his mind. He's like, oh my goodness, I truly can't stop sinning, huh? Uh, so he's convinced that no, that this crime comes so easily to him now that he's never going to be able to pay back all the suffering he gave to others. So he's trying to instead save others. And how do you save others? By torturing them. Woo! Isn't that nice? And I don't know what I'm doing right now, because oh my god. What am I doing? He's becoming an actual villain. Then again, everyone else in the ship is an actual criminal, so it's fine. In fact, the only one we don't actually know what he does, it's a cannibal, but we don't know. We are not supposed to know that he's a cannibal, and it's our doctor and also our chef. Isn't that hilarious? Perfect villain origin story. I just wanted to make the most absurd, um, laughful, good character that's actually messed up. Just wanted to make a good character, like laughful good character that's actually not good. He's a really great person. He's a really kind old man, but he's slowly losing his mind. And it doesn't help that everyone else in the ship kind of bullies him because he's so soft and pathetic. so, so he's just convinced that he's there to suffer to pay for his crimes. I don't know what I found that so funny. And he's just a very valuable old man, despite being kind of like a big shot in the mafia. He lets himself be bullied though. He lets himself because it's easier for him to keep peace in the ship if they just take it out on him instead of, because pirates have really strong clash of interest sometimes. Our captain, she is in love with a marine, and the marine showed up at our ship the previous two sessions ago. The marine that's in love with her showed up at our ship, and that made things very tense because one of our crew members of the party really hates marines and wouldn't hesitate to kill one if they saw one. So they had a whole fight about how no, he's different, and no, he doesn't know what you are doing. What are you talking about? He's going to betray us. And then my poor old man was in the middle, getting slapped by the both of them because he tried to like, just it's okay, calm down, just let's talk. She just got slapped by the both of them. He's just getting bullied by everyone. Even the pet dragon that we have also bullies him. Yeah, we have a pet dragon. We found him in an egg, and the captain kept him because she just likes to keep cool things, which is completely fine. She's the captain. We let her do that. But Bonami as a character, I just really love him. He's just a silly, pathetic old man who wanted a happy life and then lost his wife, lost his two children, and then after managing to have a happy life, lost his last daughter to a kidnapper. So he went nuts of sorts. Decided to save the kidnapper's soul by torturing him for a week. And then, because he is very righteous, he gave himself to the police and got executed. And everyone in the party has died before. Everyone in the party has died before, so we are paying a debt for our souls after we got revived, which is why we are doing pirate business. I just like him a lot. He's very cute to me. He's very cute to me, despite the things he does. Because in the end, he's just doing it because he thinks that's the best thing. He thinks he's helping out. He also has some very weird stuff. Like, there are some gnomes that we met on one of our travels, and he ended up kind of kidnapping one because he was convinced for some reason that it was one of his kids, or he was copying, believing that it was one of his kids. And no one was absolutely miserable. The gnome escaped though. The gnome escaped. It's original D&D or some other It's D&D. It's D&D 5th edition. Just our master does like to add a lot of homebrew at the region that it's in. Actually, he has done multiple campaigns. There was one that was Paris, which is the one I was 3 years in. Well, we were 3 years in, all of us, of the original group, which it's the one I used my other bard, which is a Changeling bard that is a chaotic menace that somehow became really big fan of eating ice. Like ice, not ice like the one you drink. No, ice, the ones you see with. Yeah, those ice. Yeah. Also, let me draw him real quick. So, this is N, and I love him very much, and his design is one of my absolute favorites because he's extremely simple, extremely cartoony, and his character was also very cartoony. Like, he could bend and he could like climb and walk and stuff, and he had a very particular luck that made for very wonderful comedic timing too. He was like blessed by Bugs Bunny. Cannibalism again. Don't. It wasn't cannibalism. He ate a lot of eyes from other creatures too. He just like eyes in general. because he became a hack, and all hacks have a sort of hyper fixation with something. So with like something to eat. So his was ice. There he is, an absolute baby. Love him so much. He was very kind at the start, but that campaign was very stressful in a good way. A lot of things happened. He literally got cursed by the bad big evil guy and everything. So cope, I guess. And then we also had another campaign in the same universe. I mean, in the same world. It's called Rokugo, which was mostly Japanese inspired campaign. In that one, I played an absolute mess of a character. Not in the actual personality. He was pretty neat as a personality wise. But he was a bard. There were a level 6, okay? So he was 3 levels bard, 2 levels warlock, and 1 level roach, which is a really particular build. I loved it though. It was really fun to play. And he was a kitsune, which in this homebrew, our master made it so kitsunes are changelings, just like N was also a changeling, but they have like animal features. So they are like special variety and stuff. And the thing about kitsunes is that they are persecuted in this setting. So my character was in constant danger. In fact, he was being chased by a sort of robot police thing, which are extremely dangerous. And actually, the party was at least some members of the party were almost about to kill him before accepting that he wasn't a bad person, because he's also from the north. And he meant the northern part, and that setting it's divided in north and south, and they are fighting for power. So we were in the south, so no one likes the people from the north. My boy was suffering from every corner. Everyone wanted him dead. But I made that on purpose because it's very fun to play characters that have that kind of problem, like dumb sides or debuffs. Most of the characters I play tend to have debuffs either in actual playing technical parts, like stats and stuff, or in personality wise, like Bonnevi, which is the pirate mafia guy. Most of his flaws comes from personality wise. Meanwhile, Kawaru, which is the kitsune, was mostly technical wise. He had the flaws of what he was, and also that he actually worked for the northern government as an exorcist at first. So he's actually kind of well known and being chased for trying to kill the current. They had a shogunate system, but because the actual emperor was just a little kid. So Kawaru had actually been the one that named the little kid the emperor and was completely loyal to him, but hated the way the shogun treated them and how he treated the little emperor, so he tried to kill him. and it failed, of course. So that's why he's being chased too, because he's too loyal to his original master. I love making characters that are like servants or um or secretaries or strategists that are very loyal to their masters, their kings and stuff. That devotion makes me super happy. To roleplay, I mean, to roleplay. I did also have other nuanced characters that are also changelings. I love playing changelings. Changelings are a race in D&D that can shapeshift, but only humanoid forms. So, for example, you can turn into a tiefling or like an elf, but you can't turn into a dragon. A dragonborn? No. Yeah. Well, you can turn into the a lizard folk or a kobold or anything like that, because it's not the same kind of humanoid that you are. Even with that limitation, it was incredibly fun to play changelings. I really loved them. I also played a changeling that was very magical and acted both like a child and an old man. And honestly, my role playing peak at that one. I'll never be that good again. Never in my life. I get very anxious when I roleplay with my actual voice. So every D&D session before it starts, I tend to I tend to get really bad anxiety, and always after they finish, I tend to feel a little empty and struggle convincing myself that I actually did well, because I always feel like I don't give my characters as much as I would like to give them. I can like properly characterize them. I can properly think as smart as they would, can be as practical as they actually will be. I worry a lot about those things because I really love my characters. But then again, we are only here to have fun, so that's okay. It's not a job nor anything, it's just a hobby. You know, shouldn't worry about those things. But I still worry because that's how life is sometimes. In fact, well, I think actually Bonevi is the only one that I have actually really suffered because I can't portray him as good as I would like to, because he's such a nuanced and contradictory character. Meanwhile, N was pure chaos, and I had a big ease playing him. It almost came out naturally. And so did Kai, which is the magical changeling, also was very easy to say. So I guess it's more about challenging how you act normally that makes it difficult. For example, I did know that I couldn't make an actual mean character. That's why I made Bonnevi the way he is, because I couldn't actually make a villain. I could not bear to make a character that actually had ill intentions against others. It made me feel very bad, and I get really connected to them. Uh, Also, in a sort of, I most of the time the character kind of just acts itself to say, kind of like acting. You get into the mood of the character, and it starts affecting you a lot. So you start thinking more like the character and feeling more like the character, and that stays with you even after you finish playing. So I couldn't bear to do that with an ill-meaning character. I couldn't do that with someone who's actually mean, because I will end up feeling really bad about it. So people who can actually be mean as Nazi and sarcastic and stuff, I have so much fun watching them. Good for them. It's great. It's great. They add so much flavor to any table. I do like a little bit of conflict. I do like a little bit of drama. I love emotional connections between characters happening because of their constant issues with each other getting solved, and that clash of interest, because they are people who normally don't know each other for more than what, a few hours when the campaign starts. So of course you wouldn't trust them. Of course you wouldn't just happen to agree with on everything with them. You don't know them. I like that clash of interest. That reminds me of, yeah, these people are just trying to survive. Of course, that goes to some campaigns. In others, of course, it's different. Uh, and they are actually more like a family, and that's very cute too. But at least in our cases, it's mostly been characters who do know each other, have to learn to live together and not die in the process. So it's no wonder that a lot of them will be stressed or not trusting others. And I like to see that. I like to see that. Of course, not to the point of breaking apart the party, which might be a little hypocritical, because I do tend to split the party. I tend to walk off the party a lot, not out of like drama or anything, just I like explore. My characters end up getting in trouble a lot because they walk around too much. But aside from that, I like to see parties having issues amongst themselves, but never to the point of tearing them apart. Or the idea of a character betraying the party, and and just the fact that most of the time they work with the dungeon master to go through that, right? So just plan that has been in the works for so long, and suddenly you get to the revelation that bam, it was all a trap. It's betrayal. Isn't that so good? Isn't that so good? You get some extra delicious plot there. Love that. Absolutely love that. And then dealing with the characters feeling betrayed and not being able to trust each other, and wondering what was real in the past. If any of the things they live together with everyone else, not just the one that betrayed them, has any meaning, of if they are the only ones that actually care. So good. Yeah, it's cool if you pull it off properly. It does take someone experienced and working with the DM, so it's seamless and actually doesn't like steps over other people's fun. Because of course you don't want to be the drama, but you don't want to make things stressful for others. You don't want people to actually get onto fights or stuff outside the table. Which I know it's normally a rule that what happens on the table stays on the table, but we know humans aren't that simple. And it's very easy to get affected by it, especially because role playing in person, well, not in person, but like role playing yourself, talking and everything, puts you in the emotional state that the character is. So of course you're going to get affected. Of course you are. It normally takes about like, apparently according to some studies, it takes like 2 hours for you to wear to stop like being that connected. So it does take a toll on your actual person. The same happens when I write, which helps a lot because I write in first person, or probably it does happen because I write in first person, but the character starts writing itself. There are many things that I don't know about the characters, but they do apparently. Or things that I want a character to do, and then they just don't do it. Even though I'm the one that's writing it, they just move themselves around somehow. And it's just how it is. You just gotta accept that's what it happened. Should it be this color? I think because of the lighting, it's different. Yeah, it's a little lighter. Oh, wait, let me have a drink. It's very hot in here because I always close the windows. I don't want to make so much noise, so it's very hot in here. Because it's still summer. It's still summer. And at night it gets so cold. But yes, as for characters that I haven't been able to play yet, I have so many. I have so many characters that I want to play. Starting from one that actually I did play a little bit on a darker dungeons module. It's D&D, but with a darker dungeons shit and more centered on survival horror, I guess. Well, on surviving stuff. So you have to be a lot more careful with your resources and everything. Yes. It was a really cool shit, and it was a really cool campaign. It was very short. The master had issues, so he couldn't continue. But there I played another bard. I just like playing bards. I'm sorry. And he was kind of the boss of the group because they were exploring and he was a merchant, so he was the one who employed them to help him go to certain places to find more stuff to sell and everything. And it was very fun that way. I was in charge of giving them like their payment and the part of the stuff we found, and informing them when we were leaving, where we were going, and in exchange they protected me. It was very fun to me for some reason, because it was like I was just in charge of the cool diplomatic bureaucratic stuff, and they could just enjoy the fight and have some fun. And then we were discovering some archaeological things. We had to protect ourselves from some kind of shadows and stuff. It was very nice because I never get to play a sort of leadership role. I normally don't do that. It was a taste of fresh air in that way. It isn't always fitting, but at least with that character, it was very fitting and very nice. Or there was another one. There was another one that wasn't a leader. Oh, I forgot. Let me check my. So I have a whole place where I leave my. Let me save my D&D characters art. In case you want to see, I mean. I'm sorry. I'm supposed to draw. I'm sorry. And there was. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Nope, that isn't it. That also isn't it. It's not Yogurt. I had a character that was called Yogurt, and he was adorable. Oh dear. I can't find him. What character I was thinking about? I forgot already. Oh my god. Oh right, it's his name, his name, his name, his name. I didn't write it down. Oh my god. So, oh, that's why I. It's three characters. It's three characters in one. It's three characters in one. Okay, because it's another Changeling. Woo! I like to make my Changelings have that sort of different personas. In fact, Kawaru, the kitsune I told you about, had approximately um 1, 2, 3, 4, was near 6 or 7 different personas, and all of them had their own design and their own personality. Was really fun to to change around them for every for every occasion, and every one of them also had a very deep connection with part of his lore too. So basically, every persona was a time on his life. It was very fun. It was very fun. But the other character I was thinking about, I forgot why I was thinking about it too. It's one that's called Ni, and the other one is called Note. And then the last one was called it was a combination of the two. Natalie or something. But so we mostly played with these ones. Let me see if I can. There they are. So this is Ni, and this is Note. Alright. He's sort of the original looking body. He's the Changeling, a space Changeling. It was a sci-fi campaign in the space, and he's not there. He's a drone, which he took the appearance of a soldier he saw once. And basically, in this kind of space opera story, Nia and Note come from the most scary looking place. They escape the planet in a spaceship made of trash, made by everyone in the community, because Nia and Note were the chefs of the community, and they help her around a lot, and everyone wanted to see their dream of becoming a professional chef happen, so they helped them get out of there and go explore the galaxy to become a proper chef. That's why he has a knife. He is a menace, but that's why he has a knife. It's not because he's. I mean, he was dangerous, but not in that sense. So Ni is a coward crybaby, and Note it's the protector and the most extravagant one. And in the party, and in the party, Note all Note did was cause trouble, and I'm so sorry, but it was more cannibalism too. But it happens a lot in our campaigns. Okay, if it wasn't me, it was another one. It was someone else. So Ni couldn't do anything because he was a baby and he cried too much, and he was scared of so many things, and mostly cooked like soft stuff and heat and everything. And Note was the one who actually got into action, and because of that, they did come with us with some special debuff and like separate abilities and everything. It was wild. It was wild and was extremely fun to play. By the way, sus. Come on, it's not sassy. I promise. It's not sus. It's fine. It's fine. I promise. But not that we're here. Not that I'm here. Let me show you. Oh, there is this other character too. Also a nuance to the party. This character. This drawing is pretty old. I'm sorry. This is Odessa. He's a water genasi. So kind of like an elemental kind of character. And he was really mean. He was really mean and did not care about anything. Like just like Ni couldn't do much, so Note had to help him out at least at first. And Ho Mao, which is the character that was in charge of the party. This is Mao. He's really cool. I love him very much. All right, I didn't tell you. So Mao, I call him Mao Mao. Had a kenku, which is those little crow humanoids which only can talk in things to repeat. So Mao Mao had Mao had this kenku that he carried around everywhere like his child, and he used that the kenku mostly to record like contracts and everything because the kenku will remember them, but also was very like overprotective about if just because he cared too much. He treated him like his baby, right? But there was this kind of constant banter of him asking the Kenku, which was called Cantor, like, you weren't kidnapped, right, Cantor? And Cantor will say something like, I cannot confirm nor deny that accusation. Which he wasn't kidnapped, by the way. It was just constant banter to to make other people like just shock or surprise or something. In fact, actually, Cantor had like his own cast. He had life insurance and everything. Yeah, I really like man. His colors are very cute too. And yes, back to Odessa. Uh, Again, he was a character that did not care. All he wanted was to find immortality so that his father, which was Water the Jinn, will recognize him as worthy. Now, this is the character that's the closest to being a villain. I played Odessa in a 5 session campaign, pretty short. The whole time, Odessa basically did anything he could to not fight. All right. So everyone there will be fighting, and Odessa had this ability that every time he like did a spell, he could fly a little. So he will walk on the side, then he will do a random cantrip for no reason and use that to fly a little more and get away from everyone who was fighting and walk away while everyone was still going against the enemy because he just didn't care. And also, sometimes his attacks, when he actually had to fight, his attack will fail. So instead of just going anywhere, they will accidentally hit members of the party, and he was just be like, "Stop getting in the middle! I'm trying to do stuff here." And at the end, he was the only one who got to the top. And supposedly, the master also made him a villain for future campaigns on his world because he finally found immortality in the story. He also, when he was getting away from like a sort of apocalyptic kind of situation, he pushed an old man to the side to get on the portal first because they were closing, and like, doesn't that kind of it was hilarious at the time. I did love role playing him, but I felt so bad, and I couldn't stop apologizing after the session ended because oh my god. But he was great. He was just very grumpy. I do have a drawing of him as Squidward somewhere. Let me see if I can find it. Because I'll try to do this. There he is. That's his personality for the most part. I love him so much. He's just a silly little guy. He's just a little guy. I think that's the most evil character I ever played. And he wasn't even like actually evil. He was just self-centered and unmotivated. That was all. He actually didn't mean like to push the old man. He just like pushed him a little to the side, but it was an old man, so of course he fell down. And then there is, let me show you N, which is the random chaotic boy I told you about. Since we are doing this, where is the original? The original picture he had is this. This is from 2017. This is from 2017. Yeah. It's so old. You're seeing ancient art here. The way I drew him did change a little, of course, but let me see if I can show you kind of the vibe he had. He was either very cute or very chaotic. This is no, this is him on Christmas. That's him. I love him. What else? What else? What else? Let me show you what else. This is also him. That is a reference to SpongeBob. Actually, a friend made an animation of that for for my birthday. This is also him eating ice. I drew him a lot. This is his Halloween costume. I had a whole page of those little guys. I don't know where it's so much art. It's way too much art. Uh, Archaeologist driven pretty much. This is also him on a regular day when he isn't being chaotic and a menace. So much stuff, so much stuff. Oh my god. Yeah, he got a third eye. He ate the eye, became a hag, and the eye moved in him and was alive. It was alive. This is a Dio meme because he could change shapes. So it was obligatory. And this is him being being carried around by your paladin, who was the most righteous person on the party and was very tired of En's antics. Like very very tired. I remember I have more memes of that actually. Just need to find them. So there's so much stuff on here. So much stuff. Oh, here's a drawing I made of like the main members of the party. So let me tell you about them actually. Let me tell you about the party that we are talking about. This is Asmodeus. This is our monk. She was kind of very stoic and very prone to getting curses on her. But she got some really nice closure and was like one of the best endings of sorts. She was a lot better by the end, considering how she started. This is Shimi, or Paladin. Eventually, he got very tired of having to be the righteous one. But yeah. He also had very bad luck on our first session, so he was really frustrated. But then, when he got more powerful, he was constantly saving us, so we started to respect him a lot more. I was never, but you know, it totally showed that he was amazing. This is Talon, our little goblin roach. To tell you what you need to know about her, she found a giant castle and decided to become the president of it. The castle had legs, so it could move like whole small moving castle, kind of like that. So she became the president of it. And she also accidentally almost killed. Well, accidentally she killed her previous master with a poisoned chicken soup. It was a mistake. It was an actual mistake. But it was hilarious. This is Dread, or Bard Tiefling. I don't want to blame him for the actual plot that we have to live and the big bad evil guy that we had, but technically he was the one who started all of that. Because he flirted with the princess and gave her like hope of being saved, and then decided to dip and not run away with her. So the princess was disillusioned and very pained, and actually had a whole breakdown and everything. And then the next day, she was attacked and kidnapped by the actual bad evil, big bad evil guy, and became our final boss. Kind of. I don't want to blame him because it's really not his fault, but he did play a big role, and honestly, I love that. It was great. It was amazing. And he was also really, really smart for the most part. Mostly a support bard. So he was always saving us when we needed to run away. Oh, you got a call, so you probably did, but that's okay. Thank you, thank you for joining. Have fun. Have a good day, actually. Okay, so, and this is Baltasar, which is our NPC. This is our baby boy. Baltasar is the most goodest boy ever. He's an absolute baby, adorable boy. Truly the best of the best. An absolutely adorable one. He was our cleric. He was a very innocent and gentle and kind person. It was lovely to see, and we all loved him. We loved him so much to the point that we were almost like willing to die just to ensure that he will be okay. We didn't let anyone touch even a finger of him. I mean, put a finger on him. That's the word. And of course, there is me. There is N, and my beloved, who was very chaotic. He was the other bard. He was mostly the healer, aside from Baltasar, and did some extra support. I always play healer, as you know. And of all of these, he was probably the one that got into the most trouble by accident. By accident, actually. At the start, like, he got into a lot of crazy situations that were really not his fault, and that made him into a sort of stressed and bitter and spiteful person. Not fully, but a little more. He used to fight with gnomes. He for some reason hated gnomes, so he will get into fights with them. Because Talon or or now or Goblin, yes, or Goblin girl, she had a lot of gnomes on her castle, uh, and then will start fights with them and and bite them stuff. So he normally spent a lot of time of the castle in the castle in jail. I don't know. I do find do find that rather funny. Let me close some windows. Did I save? Yes, I should have saved. But and was also a really good boy. He was a really good boy. I promise. Despite the fact that he was very questionable. Let me see. Let me see. I did have some less chaotic part of him, like this one, or uh, oh, it doesn't open. Why open? Oh. Oh, it doesn't want to open. That's a shame. Do we have anything else to try on? Oh, there is another one. So it's that one that didn't open. Uh, yeah, he wasn't. I always mean he was actually pretty wise, despite the fact that he was very chaotic and pretty cute. Here's some emote. I mean, they became like cord stickers. Just a little guy. He's just a little guy. He's little guy. He wasn't a bad person. He was very gentle, just very childish, and would play with people and with dogs and cats and other things. He even carried toys around with him. So, so I wasn't really happy with how he ended up, but then there is Ennou, and he was finally free. This is from the day we finished it, actually. He was finally free for me to use for another campaign. This is more of him. I really love him. And this is another him. I love his design because it's so versatile. You can do anything you want with him. In fact, if you have ever seen like my expressive sketches, I tend to use N for them, like this. Let me see if it opens. This is a JPEG. So it won't open for some reason. JPEG won't open. And this one, yeah, like that. Or where is there? One or this one. I just like doing that with him. He's, since he was very acrobatic, his whole design is very versatile, and I love that. So studying anatomy was very very nice with him. In fact, considering everything, I did uh, create him but when I started studying animation, right? So basically, um, to where I got now, to where I am right now, um, I got here thanks to him. He accompanied me for all those years, and now that I can draw better than I did then, it's mostly thanks to all the experiments I did while playing D&D and drawing him. He's like he's just a very precious boy, a very precious character of mine. I It's very dear to my heart. I love his design. I love him as a person, and I wish to finally one day be able to give him proper justice and not make him a character that I grew to not enjoy. I love him though. So that was uh, a gallery of him. You see, that's my boy. That's my most precious boy, my baby boy, my my small boy, my child, who was very problematic at times. Oh, also, let me show you this outfit. He never wore it, I think. No, he did, but I really love it. It's so cute. It's so cute. Uh, cause our evil guy that scared us the most was Harlequin. So we at that point we got really scared of anything related to clowns or harlequins. So I like to draw him wearing that kind of outfit, and in fact it became his first Halloween costume. I don't know if I can find it though. uh oh, this is from so this one, which doesn't look the best, I know. I don't want to see it right now. It's from when me and other members of the party did a mod for Monster Prom. We did a mod for Monster Prom as a Christmas gift to one of the members, because, well, it was a birthday gift, but he happens to have his birthday on Christmas, so we wanted to give him a gift that wasn't the same as his Christmas gift. So we did a mod of Eris for Monster Prom. I was in charge of mostly making sure that the characterization was on point with the style of the game and everything. It even has its own final and its own items and stuff. It's really good. Was really lovely to work with with them. And I would hopefully to ask for the permission to be able to play in on stream one day. That will be great. That will be great. But I want to find the Harlequin outfit. Come on, boy. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, there is another one that I really like. I really like that cartoony style. Meanwhile, there are others that are more like stylized. Explored a lot of styles back then. Or more like that. I keep not finding it. I keep not finding it, but here is a drawing of him in the outfit they had, because they were part of a sort of um guard kind of association, which was called the Silver Swords. But we used to call them the no, the wooden spoons as a meme. Oh, I found the Harlequin one. There it is. I really like that one. I really like this one. And I hope to that one day give him like a sort of Pierrot outfit. I do have some drawings of Pierrot and Atuli. Not full body though, but Pierrot, and it's he's cute. I like him. I like clowns. I mean, I'm terrified of clowns, but also I really like them. Like I love them, but they scare me. But I love them. Isn't it painful? Isn't it painful to be terrified of something you love? And I need to close some. I need to close some. I have too many open. But yeah, I'm going to continue. I'm so sorry. I'm going to continue with this so I can finish it today. But yes, that was a talk about D&D characters. Oh my, oh my. Oh wait, I didn't show you Kawaru. No, I need to show you Kawaru. I love him. I love him so much. Wait, I need to let me look for him. Again, I'm sorry. I get derailed too much. um, so let's start with his most basic appearance, which is as a fox spirit, of course. So that is one. Alright, that is one. Please, please don't. Please ignore the fact that most of these drawings are very old. Okay? Okay? Okay. Good. This is his more human-like shape. So that is two. It's different to the regular one that he uses. A very small difference, but it's different. I mean, different. I need to find it though. It's fine. So it's this outfit, but is this appearance. Okay, but with this outfit, but that outfit tore apart, so he started wearing that. Okay, okay. So that is 3, and then we also have Emari, where she's a little girl. Well, not a little girl, but she's very young, like 12 or so, or maybe 15, around that time. And she's a sort of really shy, crybaby kind of character. Then there is Tsugumo, which is more of a traveler that likes stories and gossip and stuff, and likes to play shamisen. So that we have 5 right now, I think. Then we also have oh my, I forgot the name, but this is like the one that the person that Kaworu used when he was working for the government as an exorcist. Well, it wasn't an exorcist. It was an onmyoji, which doesn't limit to exorcist at all. It's so that's 7, but we still have more. Woo! Um, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I think it's only one more, which is Noe, which is his persona that follow his father's steps, and it's a poet, and it's just very kind of dissociated from the world and very eccentric. So that's 8? No, 7. That's 7, I think. 7 Kawarus. In fact, Kawaru does mean change. That's why I put that name on him, which is very silly considering he's trying to hide that part of him. But he has multiple names, and I forgot some of them. And there's another one that I want to show you that is Neo. He's a very silly guy. Wait, no, this was better. He's a very silly guy, very simple guy, very child kind of guy. He really likes plants. And I played him on a West March. So West March are like D&D campaigns, but more open, kind of more like a multiplayer RPG, sort of. So you get multiple masters and multiple groups of players, and everyone just plays whenever they can. And the story of the world keeps moving around, and but the players aren't relevant to it, so it can keep going with no trouble, even if very different people are playing. It's dedicated to just giving something to play to people who can't be regulars or who might not care about the story as much and prefer to fight. So he was a druid. If it isn't clear, he was a druid. And he was mostly collecting herbs and getting lost in places, and he was very easily and trusted people too much. He was a joy to play, an absolute joy to play, and I wish to play him again in a proper campaign. And who else? Who else? Who else? Because I have been. Oh, this one is. He looks adorable, right? He's one of the most adorable characters I have. Absolute baby, right? So this is him. This is So, this is Mineral, and he's a gambling addict. He looks too cute. He's a gambling addict, and he's a rabbit folk. And basically, he got into a big debt and got his family in trouble. So his uncle forced him to work for like sort of military kind of thing in the setting, and they had to explore the outside, and the outside is full of monsters. But he had to pay that debt and had to stop gambling and become a proper person. But apparently, all the rabbit folk in here are very into dark market stuff because they have like underground tunnels. And yeah, he's adorable, but he also used to complain a lot. He didn't want to work. He was very afraid of everything out there because he had never been out, and everyone else in the party was very capable compared to him, which is a thing. I think many of my characters have. Many of my characters are not very connected with the world or the it takes in, but not in a way that's like pushing them away, but more in a I'm a newbie kind of thing. I don't know what I'm doing. Mostly because uh I tend to forget a lot of things while I play. So do not make it too distant to how the character will act. Uh I tend to make them a little dissociated so they have that sort of leverage. That's why, for example, Bonnevi isn't a pirate. He's a lawyer and a mafia guy. He's not a pirate, so there are many things he doesn't know. So if I don't know something, it's fit with the character. It fits with the character. Same with Miro. There are many things he doesn't know about the outside, but he knows about his own stuff, which I do remember for the most part, and that's fine. That works with me. Except Kawaru. Kawaru was very involved with the plot. That was a change for me, and I really found it interesting. So I do wish to play more characters that are more involved with the plot as it goes. In fact, I wonder if I have any third character that's very involved with the plot that I have played. Oh, there is Air, but I don't remember much about the game. I never show you Bonnevi. Wait, I never show you Bonnevi. Oh my god. I keep saying, oh my god, I'm sorry. It's not God. It's not mine. This is the best sample of what you need to know to understand Bonnevi. This is actually a meme for from one of the first episodes. It was a sort of it wasn't a proper episode. It's just a little battle we had to try out the characters. And yeah, you get the point with that. And this is him. This is my old man. This is my old man. He's just a little guy. He looks so much like an old man. Right. He stole a tooth from a dead man once. But to be fair, the dead man gave him a seed. Also, all of us, all of the party, have wanted, I wanted like, I forgot the name, but a poster, a wanted poster. And this is the photo he has on his one. This is the photo he has on his wanted poster. He's just an old man eating fruit. I love him so much. I love him so much. One time he got hit with a volleyball while flying because he can't like open wings and fly for a limited time. So he dropped, and then he actually exploded. He actually exploded because he was inside a dream. He exploded. I love him. He's just a little guy. This is also him. Yes. And where's the Rat King one? He actually like became the prophet of rats. Like we were fighting rat ghost, and he used his magical talking bard stuff to convince them that they should ascend so they could go to the heaven she's and it worked. He was a really good Russell. He helped the rats ascend. I love him. I love him so much. I actually even made like 2 TikToks of them, but I don't think I can show them just because I don't know how to. Just because I don't know how. This is also a good meme. This is our doctor slash chef. He's called Astaroth. The art, by the way, is made by the player, because almost all of us are from animation, so almost all of us can draw. This is Wannabe when he's on his kind of magical stuff look. I love him very much. When he opens his wings and everything, he starts glowing. So that's why. In fact, I have so many memes. I'm so sorry. I keep getting derailed. But there is, for example, this is from our first session where we met. They started fighting in the bar, so he just hid under a table, and then our big guy just broke the table in half while killing someone. My poor old man was absolutely terrified. Thank you, Ian, for the little heart. I love him so much. He's just a little guy. He's just a little guy. I wonder if I have. I have also this little meme, which is some of the party. So this is Astaroth or Doctor Chef. This is Jean Pascal, which is our I don't know the name. Artificer, yes. This is Grom, our berserker, and this is Wannabe, who just constantly gets bullied. And let me close this. I have too many open. I'm sorry. I'm going to finish this. I'm going to stop eating right. I'm going to finish this. Yes, I am finishing this because I am very productive. Yes. I'm sorry. I get excited. Why did you let me talk about my characters? No, stop. Fine. That's on me. Just like to share them. They make me very happy. Going to add a little red. That's that here. And here. And little white. That triangle. Triangle. Wait. I just had a revelation that. So look, I know it's obvious. It's obvious not to think about it, but when I say triangulo or triangle, I never thought of it. But now I realize that triangle, it's literally triangle, like triangle. Okay. And I know, it's obvious. I know, but I'm like having a moment right here of I see the truth now. Oh my god, triangulo. It's because it's tres ángulos. Oh my goodness, that is so cool. The world is truly full of wonders, and today's wonder is triangles. Also, my cat keeps tripping my laptop while I'm drawing. But triangles, lovely. Love that. I love them more now that I understand that. My goodness, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I just had that moment. They truly are triangles. Love that. But then there is the square, and I don't know about why the square is called the square. And I don't know why it's called cuadrado. In Spanish, is there? I guess it's cuadro, cuatro. But then, why the cuadrado instead of quadrangulo? But there's the quadrangular. Oh. Uh. uh? I'm not going. I'm going to stop thinking about that. Oh my god. Who could have thought that names are actually put after how things look? Wonderful. I really did not think of that. So I think I did get the rail so much. I'm so sorry. I'm going to progress on Jorgen here, and then next session we should finish Jorgen and Splat here. Jorgen, there you are. Wonderful. Such a handsome man. I had this one from the previous batches, and I just didn't want to not draw it because it's so good. Wait, I don't need that right now. Here, just need to clean up. I'm going to drink some water. In fact, so last stream I had like my throat was in a lot of pain and I didn't notice. And then after the stream, I realized that it was because I had laughed too much on the previous day. On the previous day, watching Hollow Stars Battle Gaby's Battle streams, because he always makes me laugh so much. I do recommend him a lot. He's a wonderful comedian. So this time I tried to avoid it, because if not I was going to be just the same. I always laugh too much. I do tend to like have laughing fits or attacks, I guess, at times too, and not even because of nervousness, just because I hear something that's not even that funny and it just gets me really bad, and I can't stop laughing. Then I just can't. I'm a very guilty person, and I find it hard to not laugh at things. Not in a mean way. Just there was a time where, you know that thing about laughing at pudding. Yeah. So people will say things like completely unrelated, like cucumber or cucumber. That's how you say cucumber. Or like square, or pudding, of course, and I could not stop laughing. I could not. I couldn't help it. It just felt too funny. Just a completely unrelated, out of context word. Was so funny to me, like that. Do you know what's funnier than 24, 25? I will still laugh at that. So bad. It's so bad. So now things like Markiplier E, or if you have seen the video of that waffle that's just standing and then it falls, and it's standing for like 5 minutes and then it falls. That's peak comedy to me. Absolute peak comedy. I lose my mind every time I watch it. It's so funny for no reason. The build up, the timing is so good. Even the ones that come without music. So I do like the one that comes with Kira's team. Yeah, no, Kira from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Yeah. I do like that one, but but the one without music is absolutely hilarious to me. Just the awkwardness of stirring of a piece of, no, not a piece of bread, a waffle. A waffle standing and then it falls for no apparent reason. Peak comedy. There is also what else do I always lose my mind to? So there is this 10-hour long video that I have watched once. That is the Macarena of Time. It's the Macarena of Time, okay? The music, it's just the Macarena, but like play with the ocarina, like Zelda style, you know, with a really weird link guy. I forgot the name of. It has a different name. But it's dancing the Macarena. I watched that thing for 10 hours. I did watch it for 10 hours. On the side when I was working or doing anything and just left it playing for 10 hours. I could never do that again. But back then when I did it, I thought it was hilarious, and the most hilarious part was watching the 10 hours of it. It's commitment to the beat, as they say. Oh, what handsome anime hair. I should probably put more order to the low part, but the contrast looks a little funny because it's so brush here, and then there is just like dead. So the silliest kind of jokes always get me. Just a silly guy. I like to rewatch a lot that one. I think it's a copy paste. That if you know Danganronpa, the voice actor of Togami, uh, did read a little monologue that goes, "Listen here, I don't like you, and I'm going now. I'm going to bark at you." So he starts going woof woof, bark bark, woof woof woof, bark bark bark. I adore it. It's so funny. It's so good. I love rewatching it. It's great. You're wondering why I'm barking. I'm just repeating. Okay, I'm just repeating. Nothing personal. It is so funny. Especially because it has the little clown music and it's like sped up a little. Clown music is great. I also like watching the Monkey Circle, which is a video of just monkey plushies rolling like spinning with cute music in the background. So cute. Those videos make me so happy. Just certain videos are there to make the world a better place. And I do believe that's one of them. Ooh, that is spooky. But that's fine. It's meant to be a little spooky. Isn't that spooky, huh? Uh, there. Uh, my jaw started hurting because I'm smiling too much, thinking about things that made me laugh. In fact, I don't think I can laugh at normal jokes right now. My humor deteriorated too much to the point it's almost nonsensical. But then again, I know most of you are the same. If you see a post that's me and the boys at 2 a.m. looking for beans, you're probably going to laugh too. Oh, that reminds me. I forgot to do the Shien with the. I like to call myself Shien as myself. You know, you call me Shinon. I call myself Shien. With the true beans at him meme with the cross arms. I forgot to do that. Now, if you wonder why do I call myself Shian, but I do prefer that other people call me Shinon, that just comes from Shian being a name I gave myself. That's different from the original one. I do prefer Shinon as a nickname because Shian is more of a really important name of sorts. Names do carry a sort of heavy implication of things, really a lot of power to them. That's why in some cultures, when supernatural creatures can be controlled by their names, aren't they? So I'm not saying I'm a supernatural creature. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm not. But there is a certain ease to when people don't have a hold of your real name. You know? And also Shinon sounds a lot cuter, I just think. It's very soft. No, the no from Nou'Shien. It's pronounced no, by the way. It's pronounced no. That one. I don't know if it's like the best way to call me. It's not wrong by all means, but it's technically the equivalent of calling me father as a priest. You know. So I'm not against it one bit, but I'm just letting you know in case that's not what's more comfortable for you. So no is totally my title, not my name. Just letting you know, because I know some people might not enjoy knowing that, but not knowing that, but like using it. But if you do like to use it, I don't mind one bit. I do find it very endearing and really nice. we done there, or there is something more to do? Ah, yes, we have to mark this, and then after that I will be ending the stream. Ah, rhombus. One day, not today because I already rambled too much about things. Nothing new, but you know what I mean. Um, One day I'll show you some other old art, and you will see that I have rhombuses literally everywhere. Like you see, my clothes have them right now. Yes, of course, that's purposeful. But even before, even before I became a priest of the Ennou, it still was a very prominent thing on my art. They were very important to me for no apparent reason. So a lot of old art has them, a lot of old designs. I would use it as a motive in many things. It was a very important symbol in many stories. In fact, it's also an important symbol on the story I'm writing right now, which I I told myself that I will not talk about it here. I wanted to reserve it for the, my art account because I didn't want to like sort of not force people to expose themselves to it, but it can get very questionable at times because it's especially the first part of it it has a lot of questioning morals and how far you're willing to go for duty and everything. And I would consider it a sort of tragedy. So I didn't want to expose people to it, but aside from that, I really love it so much, so I couldn't help myself talking about it. So I probably will at some point, because I technically am what I create. Most of what I am is what I create. That's what makes me happy the most. So it's a little hard to just not talk about it. But I will try to postpone it as much as I can, just for this reason that we are in it's in hiatus right now. So talking about it feels like a little guilty. I feel like that lingering sense of you should be working on it. Why are you just talking about it? There is nothing more to show than what you already have. You should do something. So I do want to delay that as much as I can, so there is the biggest amount of content possible, so I know better what kind of story it is. So what are the do's, what are the don'ts? But I really love those characters a lot. Like I say about almost every other character and almost every other thing I create. But you gotta be your number one fan, you know? You gotta be your most crazy, loving fan. You gotta be your number one supporter. Not because there won't be people that support you, but because if you don't love what you do, isn't it a little bit sad? Isn't it a little bit sad to not find that passion in what you do? Those are things you created, they are part of you. Then again, I have said this before. But of course, I think it's one of the most important things about being a content creator is to love what you do. Not do it just because, but give it a purpose. Even if that purpose is just being self indulgent and making you happy, that's okay. And I know that someone too will love that. People are very passionate about things that other people are passionate about. I don't think we are already here. Yes, I don't think we are already here, and it's about time to say goodbye for now. I don't know yet where the next stream will be, but the next stream we shall finish this, and then we'll move on to something else. Which I don't know what it will be, but I'll probably try to play some games because I find myself having a lot of games here that I have never touched that I really want to try out. I really want to play Wonder Song. Uh, I was visiting a friend who has a Switch. I don't have a Switch. And he had Wonder Song and was surprised that I hadn't played it because it's felt like a very me game. So then I played it. I stayed up at his house. I started at like 2 p.m. and I ended at like 4 a.m. I think. And I absolutely love every second of it. So I must play on the stream. I need to share my happiness of playing that game. It's lovely. So I'll try to do that when we are done with this. So yeah, thank you for coming. Thank you for hanging out, giving me company. Uh, I uh, I like to say I hope to see you next time, but I don't want to make it feel like you need to be here. Not at all, not one bit. It's nice to have people to to listen to me to. Uh, that sounds a little outward. I'm sorry. Yeah, thank you so much for being here. And take care. Remember to check if you are connected to your Wi-Fi. Remember to drink some water. Eat something if you haven't. I'll probably go make lunch now. And remember to relax. Your shoulders are probably a little tense. Remember the rule of the 20 seconds. The 20 stare for 20 seconds the place 20 meters away from you to relax your eyes for a little bit. Okay, goodbye. And